So Egypt is a very difficult environment, I think, to start any business. And I think the problem is we have an issue with all of us working together. Like, we don't realize that our strength is in our opportunities to cooperate on projects and partnerships. And I feel like everybody, I mean, it's changing a little bit if I am to be honest, but I think the problem is a lot of people like to do things off on their own. We don't encourage each other. And so unfortunately, everybody's not doing as well as they should be, I think. I think Egypt has an incredible amount of talent in it. And if we were to work together, the things that we would do would be just unbelievable. I think social media has done this thing to make everyone's life look super peachy and super exciting and super easy. And I think we don't actually know what's going on in the background. A lot of the times, especially with fashion, people think like our lives are super glamorous. And on the contrary, I think it's the exact opposite. We very rarely, as fashion designers, for example, see any glamour. So I don't think they're the ones that don't deserve it. I can't be one to judge anybody. I have no idea what's happening in everyone's life, you know? I think it's a very negative emotion. I think it's very poisonous. And I think it has the ability to completely derail you from your own work and your own life. And it has the ability to make you stop being as passionate as you were once, because you completely just stop thinking about your own work and you begin to obsess over other people's work. There were a number of times where I kind of had to just say, okay, stop. Like, why am I doing this? What is the reason that I fell in love with the art of designing, and why am I doing this? And once I'm able to bring that back into my existence and make that my entire world, it then becomes super easy to kind of put on my horse blinds and stop looking around me and just do this for why I started doing this to begin with. I do it, one, because I feel like I cannot do anything else. I can't but do this. And I believe with every ounce of my being, I believe clothing has the most incredible ability to empower people. Yes, I do think in Egypt we are all about trends. And you have the rare few people that want something that doesn't exist elsewhere and want to be the odd one out. That's something the rest of the world is, years ahead of us on. But in Egypt, we're working on it. It's a work in progress. It's going to take quite a bit of time, but I believe we'll eventually get to a place where people will celebrate originality and the road less traveled. I think this past year has been the first year where we've made a really big deal about the red carpet. I mean, obviously the concept of a red carpet has always been around. I think just as of recently, we've started making a big deal of celebrities actually paying attention to really what they wear while they're on the red carpet. They started actually wanting to wear something that's a bit more original. I think because it's the first year for it to really happen, it became a trend again, as opposed to just this is what you do once you're on a red carpet event. You want to be wearing something no one else is wearing. So I think it was a little bit overdone this year, but then I think, we tend to do that when we start things. First started designing, I was actually bullied quite a lot by people that were controlling the industry at the time. Yeah, my stuff was always shot down. Either opportunities I could have gotten were not accepted, weren't given to me, or people just were like bashing on my designs. And yeah, it is a very scary thing to start and feel that, because then you start to feel like there's no hope, which is what I felt at the time. I felt like, oh my God, like, is this the only way I'm going to be able to make it? If I got this person's approval, do I just have to give them free clothing so they can accept me? And I decided like my route was not going to be one of just free gifts. I want to do that, obviously, at some point, and I want to do it tactfully. I think it's important to do it with people that I think represent your brand well. But I think that is not the only way to make it. The only way to make it is not just giving out free things so that people can understand and appreciate you. I think I would tell a lot of up-and-coming designers, stay true to who you are, design because you love to design, and never forget that. And the right people will come along and they will appreciate your designs in the way that they were meant to be appreciated. Regardless of who's bullying you or who you think you need to allow to accept you for you to get into the industry, because I don't think that's the only way. It's one of the ways. It's not the route that I chose. But then I didn't really trend. That's why I've been around for this long.